I'm on the same team. I'm on the same team. All right, y'all. It's real life.
Real issues.
Real engagement.
Real answers.
To some real married people's stuff.
Have you heard?
Marriage is work. There's a lot of expectations that come in.
To become the husband that they expect us to be.
Many people expect to have this knight in shining armor.
He wants to deceive the elect and make you believe.
But in the end, you gotta realize that
hey, we're fighting on the same team.
Fighting on the same team. The same team, not against each other.
Yeah.
You may devour. Wake up, hear the voice of God calling you.
Hey, everybody.
What's up?
Welcome.
How you doing? To Unscripted.
Marriage.
Unscripted.
Marriage.
Unscripted.
Marriage.
Oh, okay. Hey, how you doing, boo?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm doing all right.
You doing all right?
I'm
Y'all
great.
doing all right?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Sorry, I get a little distracted when my eyes is on her and everything. But anyway, so sorry. Yes. Welcome to Unscripted Marriage. We are so glad that you are here with us. This is we've been doing this for quite some time, and we just love your feedback. This is like
the ninth week. Yes, the ninth week.
We've been loving you guys' feedback, your viewership.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys joining us and being part of the conversation. It's been some pretty engaging conversation, some hilarious responses. And so we just want to let you know that we appreciate you guys. Don't forget to follow us on Girani TV. That's where all of our episodes are. We have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have Twitter. We have all those good things for you to follow us on. Just in case you're not in social media, we're on websites as well. So make sure you're there joining us, and we'll be glad to see you there. And guess what? You can always become our top-rated
Commenter.
Top-rated Yes. Well,
You have to say it 3 times all the time.
Yeah,
Like, I gotta fill in the blank.
You don't like that?
Yes, I love it.
Okay, there you go. See, husbands? See how you represent? You just got to put a little bass in your voice, stick your chest out, speak like a man.
Yes.
And then they will just...
Say it with your chest.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
So we want to put a little disclaimer out there. We are not marriage counselors.
Nope.
Even though you can see that our last name is Counsel, Darren and LaWanda Counsel, we are not marriage counselors whatsoever.
Yeah.
We just really like marriage. Like a whole lot.
Yeah. So
like marriage and stuff. Like a whole lot.
Yeah, like the extracurricular marriage stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, that you can't really talk about unless unless the children are in bed. But you know what I'm saying. All that kind of good stuff. But anyway, so we
Children.
What'd I say?
Let's get back on task.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yes. So actually, that's a nice little segue to what we're talking about, because the topic for tonight is let's talk parenting. And so parenting is beautiful.
It is lovely.
It's nice. You know, once you have all the little rascals around, dirtying up your house and, you know, having
snotty noses and toys everywhere.
And you having to remind your son to take a shower and apply soap. You know, that's
such
all
a
fun, good stuff.
joy.
You know what I'm saying?
Sticky gum in the car and french fries on the floor.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Love it. Love it.
Want some more of it. PT drill, Sergeant PT. Anyway.
We have a top-rated comment
for
the question of the week.
And it comes from
Matt Moore, and he says, marriage with children, it is the fulfillment of it. Of course, we come at it from a religious perspective, but although our marriage was awesome before kids came along, it wasn't complete until they entered our lives and hearts. Thank you, Matt, for that comment.
It just brings it on home, doesn't it?
Yes. How wonderful kids in marriage.
Yeah, I do remember the times, though, when it was just LaWanda and I. They were pretty interesting.
Wasn't that long, though. It was like 8 months. Well, no, it was like 2 years almost. Because I was pregnant for 8 months, and then...
I thought you were pregnant for 9 months. And then normally how it
9
goes?
months. You're right.
You sure?
Yes, you're right.
Oh,
38 weeks to be exact.
I'm just not making sure. I mean, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't pregnant, but you were. But I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Okay. Anyway, so you were pregnant for 9.
I was pregnant for 9 months,
Okay.
38 weeks, babe.
Okay. All right. Got it. Done. Okay. So we want to kind of talk about, or we talked about the top rated comment. So now we want to move to my story about when LaWanda was pregnant. And so we have 3 children.
Yes.
And LaWanda was, for husbands out there, you know that your wives go through all these cravings with different things, sushi and pickles and peanut butter and cereal or whatever it is. It's crazy stuff, right?
I wasn't craving none of that.
Oh, okay. So, oh, yes, you weren't. But anyway, so during Junior's pregnancy, LaWanda had sent me to sign it because I think at that time
It was my pregnancy during
Oh, yes.
when I was carrying him. You know,
That's what I said, right?
I was craving things, but it wasn't pickles.
Yes. So it was a hot dog with all the fixings.
Yes.
From Sonic.
Sonic.
So we're throwing a little plug out there for Sonic, but LaWanda, it was so hilarious though. I'm gonna try to build up. I've told this story millions of times, but I want to be able to I want you to feel my pain, husbands. I want you to feel,
because I really want to know what you're about to say.
Oh, you want to know what I'm about to say?
Yeah.
You know what I'm about to say because you always know the stories I'm going to tell
Okay.
in certain situations.
All
But
right,
anyway,
all
so you were on bed rest at the time, right?
Yeah, I think I was.
Okay, so she was on bed rest at the time, and she had sent me to Sonic to go and get a hot dog with coleslaw, onions, pickles, potato sauce, all this other kind of stuff on it. And I was like, all right, babe. So I wrote it all down because I knew I would forget because I never remember anything that she sends me out for. I always forget something. And so I wrote it down, at least I thought I did. And it was a late night as usual because it's never business hours when, pregnant wives send you out. But so we went, so we went out because Sonic, I think, was 24 hours. And I came back and, I was like, babe, man, I'm just so excited I can bring this back to my wife. I was like, I just felt so good as a husband.
I was waiting for that hot dog with
goodness.
extra onions and chili.
Yeah, I took this back to her and I was just like, a job well done on my part. I even patted myself on the back. So I felt good. She didn't even have to do that. I patted myself on the back because I felt like it
was late too.
It was late. It was like 2:00 in the morning, you know what I'm saying?
Probably.
So, yeah, and so I brought her this hot dog and, I wish I had, okay, so this is a hot dog. So she looked at it and opened it up and she was like, She looked at it and she just said, what is this? And I was like, what, man? What are you talking about? And she was like, there's no ketchup on this hot dog. And I was like, ketchup? And she threw the hot dog down on the ground. And when she threw the hot dog down, it exploded everywhere. So everything minus the ketchup was on the floor. So you're talking about the coleslaw, pickles, onions, hot dog, everything, aluminum foil, everything was all over the floor. And so as I was scraping the hot dog off the floor, I easily went to the refrigerator, grabbed the ketchup, smeared it what was left of the hot dog, and said, babe, would you kindly accept this hot dog with ketchup on it? And I wish I can just get up and I wish I really had a hot dog so you can just see the velocity of where the hot dog went. It just went everywhere. It was almost like a first 48 example. You see blood splatter everywhere and everything. You was like, oh, I know where this hot dog originated, where it originated from. It was just, it really just brought my spirit down. It was just crazy.
So you saying I threw the hot dog 2 times?
Yeah, I think you
After you put ketchup on it, you brought it back to me.
I feel like you did. Because I feel like I blacked out during the time because it was just so much stuff going on. I don't know what happened.
Both blacked out.
Yeah, because
I don't remember. Okay, I remember him bringing the hot dog not being what it was supposed to be, but I don't really recall my response. So maybe I did black out a little bit.
Yeah, I had to go call my pastor and all the other kind of stuff. I felt so bad. After patting myself on the back,
horrible.
you know what I'm saying? And she just hurt my feelings. And you
That's
say, well, why are you talking about that hot dogs being splattered all over the ground? Well, it's because she was pregnant. And this is our whole story about parenting is that sometimes, you just act a little crazy and act differently when you are parenting versus when you're single, right?
You're pregnant.
Oh yeah, when you're
pregnant.
Yeah.
Ladies, don't act like that. I don't recall that, so I don't know what happened. That's totally out of my character. I would never throw a hot dog at you.
Yes, you would. Watch this.
I would never. down. Anyway.
Yeah, so I almost wanted to give her a Snickers, and then she actually turned into my wife again. I don't know who she was when she threw that hot dog down. But anyway, so that was my story. I'm still trying to recover, as you can see.
So that was when I was pregnant. So now we have 3 kids. We have a teenager who's very responsible.
Yes.
I mean, like, we can go on date nights and she can babysit and stuff. It just so happened that, like, today we were coming, to do Unscripted Marriage. And when we got to the studio, we got a phone call from the kids saying that they were locked out of the house. And we were like, why are y'all locked out of the house?
Yeah, and so apparently our dog locked the kids out of the house.
Rose.
Yeah,
Rose locked the kids out of the house. So we had to turn around, go back. Well, actually,
Yeah, I turned around. You
Darren.
act like you do stuff like that. Yeah, I drove home. What you talking about? Yeah, while you stay here comfortably.
Well, I stayed in the studio to set up,
Yeah.
things.
But nothing was set up when I came back now. So
Darren,
husbands don't
back
let the
to
girl
the
out of
house,
man.
let the kids in the house because the dog locked the door. I'm telling you, like, the craziest stuff happens when you have kids. But yes.
And our dog was, and so when I got home and the dog looked at me, she already knew she was in trouble. She was like crouching tiger. She was just like on the ground, and as soon as I hit that door and unlocked it, she knew what was about to go down. She bolted
went straight to her grate.
Yeah, she bolted to the grate.
Knew exactly what was going
She
down.
bolted to the grate, locked herself up, and that's how that went. And I was like, you better stay there for the rest of the night.
So we got kids and a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 4 kids.
4
now.
kids now
Yeah,
because of the dog. Because
Yeah.
the dog got mad at the kids, locked kids out of the house.
Yeah, so that's our life. And yeah, we have some awesome kids. And, I think just part of the learning styles as far as what we think is when we first started parenting, we realized that we have 2 totally different styles of parenting. And, I'm sure that you guys see that as well because the way I was raised, the way she was raised, it's inevitable or the way it happens. And I started doing some things and LaWanda couldn't understand, like, well, why are you doing this? You should do this, or you should talk to them, or you should do this. And I'm like, well, I ain't got time to talk, and then I'm from the military. I'm in the military as well, so it's almost like that dress right, dress too. It's like a certain way that I want it and all of those kind of stuff. But LaWanda, she wanted to talk and hear their answer and kind of just talk through it. And I was like, well, okay, this is what I want done. And so we argued in the beginning about how we would parent together. And what's your feedback as far as that goes? What do you think about that?
So, I mean, yeah, we do have different parenting styles, but you have to be on one accord with your decisions that you make with your children because they will play you against each other. So they'll be like, Mommy, can I go to Carly's sleepover? And Daddy, I asked Daddy, and I'd be like, oh, okay, but Daddy didn't tell me what Daddy said. And so they'll try to go, oh, Daddy, can I do this? And so we've learned, listen, okay, did you talk to Daddy? What did Daddy say? And then go back. Because we have to be on one accord before we give them an answer, before we just jump right into either letting them do something or even disciplining them. But I'm not the hard disciplinary. I do like to talk things out, and I do want my kids to know that they're loved, but that's just a nurturer in me. He's just like, all right, you better do this. It better be done. By the time I say it, it's supposed to be done, or, there's a consequence.
And may I add, so LaWanda, that's all well and good. She talked to him and all this other kind of stuff, but when LaWanda's about to flip out, then that's when I nurture the kids. And we all need to be nurtured because it's not just one child or 2 children or 3 children, even a dog. Everybody is feeling LaWanda's wrath. And so we're all kind of huddling up in the corner like what's about to go down because when mama get mad, when mama bear get mad, it's about to go down. And so that's what we realize is that there is a balance and we both protect each other or protect the kids from one another when we kind of hit that limit. And I think that's just a natural response. And it's okay, because it's almost like you got to have the balance. Because if the kids know that both of you soft, then they going to huddle up. We got 3 of them. So, and they communicate and they communicate great together. So they'll huddle up and do they'll create some type of plan against the parents, if we're not on one accord as well.
Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, we are talking about parenting and we're talking about kids and raising your kids and our experiences with raising our kids. Our kids are 4 years apart, and we kind of did that on purpose. Well, the last one wasn't on purpose, but that was like a surprise, not surprise, but.
Well, actually, that was an executive decision because our two older ones are girls, and LaWanda was like, "I'm done," and I was like, "No, you ain't done." I was like, "You ain't gonna leave me in the house. You ain't gonna leave me in the house with a whole fleet of women, and I don't have my namesake." And so, so I had to, do my own plans and make sure it happened. Right.
Whatever.
And so what happened is, so when she said, "Babe, I'm pregnant," I was like, "I know, I planned it." And then so we went ahead and went through the steps, and she said, "Don't tell nobody till this time." I said, "Okay," the normal thing. We got 3 kids, so I knew the process of how it worked. She didn't want nobody to know until a certain time, and this is what's gonna happen and all that kind of stuff. And she was like, "Well, you gonna take care of your kids." I was like, "Well, babe, I'm taking care of all of them. What are you talking about?" So it's a weird conversation. She just kind of.
When I was pregnant, a lot of stuff happened when I was pregnant, and I know, guys, ladies, you understand, like, and there's no excuse for, crazy actions.
Like the hot dog?
Like the hot dog situation. There's no excuse for that. But I do want to.
I want to know how you expect me to recover from that, though. Like, did you ever say sorry about that?
I'm sorry. I apologize to you on live TV that I am sorry for throwing a hot dog at you.
It was more than a hot dog. It was all the fixings, too.
All
I was getting hit
fixings,
with
too.
onions and tomatoes.
Forgive me? Do you forgive me?
I need some time to recover.
I need some time to process.
Yeah, got
Okay, here's what I want to say. I used to yell a lot at my kids, probably, but ever since I became a vegetarian, I don't yell at them no more. It's like unbelievable. Like I don't even I'm very calm, very soft spoken. Why are you looking like? Is it true or not? Is it true or not?
Yes, it's true. Very true.
Okay, whatever. You gonna put the cards down. I'm gonna make my own card. I used to yell at my kids a lot, and I stopped doing that. I stopped doing that because each one of my children are our children are very different. They're very different in age. They're very different in personalities. They're different in interests. All the above. And I have to talk to them in a different way. Now, the boy, he might need a yelling every now and then, but I still don't do that because I've kind of calmed down a little bit as they grow older, but when they're running around with Pampers and diapers, stop it, yeah. Be quiet, sit down.
Yeah. Our kids, I really, really enjoy our kids because they do have different personalities, and I'm even learning now that I do have to talk to them differently, and I thought that I would be able to talk to them all the kind of same way, but our middle child, she's, I have to be soft-spoken with her and kind of come down to her level where she can understand and that she doesn't feel like I'm punishing her, I'm yelling at her and everything like that. Junior, I can talk any kind of crazy way with him and all the other kind of stuff. Our oldest one, I can talk to her any kind of crazy way and she can understand, but our middle child's a little different. I have to talk differently with her. Yeah. And I'm still learning even now that, I have to take the time to learn them as they change, as we know what the love language is. It's not just for LaWanda and I, but it's for our children as well, because they receive love in a different way as well. So even now I'm still learning that. Although my kids are older and I see them every day, I live with them, I'm learning that all that I need to focus on as well. And I think that's just part of the parenting and doing it together, is that as we learn each other, as we learn ourselves, we need to learn our kids as well while they're in our house with us, to be able to nurture them. And so when they do go out into the world, that we know that we have given them all that they need to survive and to be productive out in the world.
Yeah, because raising your kids, if you don't instill in them some good morals and values while they're young, when they get older, it's harder to instill those things in them. So teach them that respect, teach them that love, but also show them through your own actions how to love each other, how to show affection even. So we kiss in front of our kids, we laugh and joke and show our lovey-dovey side and affection in front of them, and they just like, oh, mommy, stop, daddy, and then the boy, he'll try to come and get in between us and push us away, So it's important to show them that love and that affection.
I think, and that's so true, and I was just thinking about that as you were saying it, is because Junior, he'll like do a little smirk like, yeah, I'm next. I'm gonna kiss mommy like that, which is weird. I'm like, dude, you're not supposed to be kissing your mother like that. And then, and so Taylor, she'll be the one that kind of comes in between us, or our middle child comes in between us and say, ooh, that's so nasty. And then LaWanda and I have little words that we use that now our kids are able to translate. Like we have this special word that we use to let them know that we about to get up close and personal. And it's just so funny that we use those type of words because we show them that we are in love with one another, and that it is possible to be in love with your spouse, not only out in the world when they know everybody else is watching, but they know that it's happening in the house as well. And I think that's just important too, because they know that we are the same out in the world that we are in the house. And so because some kids know when you're being fake. They know like, oh, y'all just being like this out in front of people because in front of your friends, when you know you acting in a certain way. And then they learn that behavior when they go out and they get a spouse or they dating and different things like that. Yeah. They say, okay, they know the difference. They know I'm gonna be fake here and then real in front of other people. And we want them to learn what true love is about. And it's possible. Every marriage is different, we know, but it's possible to show that type of love between one another so that your kids can do the same when they get out as well.
But also when they grow up and they get older and they go out on their own, guess who's left at home? Mm-hmm. It's me and you. So we have to maintain that relationship between each other. So even though you're parents, you gotta go on a date night. You gotta get out. You gotta still show that affection towards each other and let your kids know that too, that we are together first. We were here before y'all even came. And then, God blessed us to have children. And so we have to maintain that love and affection with each other. So when the kids do grow up, it's not like, who are you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, but see, it wasn't always like that because I remember during I think it was our oldest child, the first one.
Oh, my goodness.
LaWanda, she would be all about. She would just be caring, and and I've seen pictures where the baby is in like in the middle of the, and then the husband come and he just want to like throw the baby somewhere because he trying to get some relations. You know what I'm saying?
Do not neglect your spouse when you got young infants. Find a babysitter, find somebody because it's easy, mothers. I know, I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. It's easy when you got but you try to juggle so many things. I was a new mom. I was like, oh, a baby, and all your attention is focused on the baby. Or all your attention is focused, and then your husband's sitting over there looking like,
yeah, what about me?
Hello?
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
I'm like a volcano over here about to explode, and I got these kids.
And I'm like, here's the baby.
And I remember I'm like, all right, we got about a good 5 minutes. That's all I got. Goodness, let's do what we gotta do. And as soon as I'm about to get busy, the baby start crying, and then and then mommy, she like, oh, we gotta go get the baby and all this other kind of stuff, and it's like, dang it. Man, I can't go do nothing. And then, it's just so many different scenarios, and you just got to learn to juggle it. Unfortunately for me, I just suffered through the first child, but the second one, I was like, look, you got to fend for yourself. I gave the second one a bottle, a pamper, everything. You got to change yourself for at least 15 minutes. Let me do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So parents, there are resources out there. There are great parenting books out there. To live life with people. Invite your friends over that have the same kids so they can play together and be occupied.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of resources out there that teach great parenting skills.
Yeah.
It's not like you're born like, okay, yes, we are born nurturers, but it's always good to learn and educate yourself on things that you could do better with your children.
Right. And I think that's I think we kind of went through everything, babe. I mean, that's just
not everything. That just we haven't even talked about blended families and stepdaughters and step. I mean, that's coming. That's
we got an episode coming, for that.
Yeah. And I have a story for that one for blended families because I was brought up in a blended family, so I have a great story for that one. But we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes. So what would our homework be? Our homework is going to be spend some
time challenge.
You remember before when we talked about marriage goals, destination same place, and about creating that bond and those goals with your spouse?
Yeah.
Well, now we're talking about doing the same thing with your children because they have goals as well. And not even if they don't have goals, this is our time as parents to really kind of teach them kind of our process about how we establish goals, what our thoughts was, and what we found beneficial is that starting them early has been great for their mindset to show that they can get started in different things even early. Exposing them to different things. Let's try out some stuff. Because unfortunately for me, as you know in previous episodes, is I was trying out 10, 15 different things at a grown man age. So if they can try these same things out as they're younger, then as they get older, dude, what we saving you from, babe? You can't play. What we saving you from? Anyway, so we've realized that doing it early. Anyway, we realized that doing it early prevents them from being grown and then doing it now. Although I just think it's better. But that's the homework. It's just really just establishing those goals with your kids, finding out what they want to do, trying out some different things, and we would love to see your comments in our thread. Please get involved, be part of the conversation.
Yes.
We thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for Unscripted Marriage. And make sure that if you know a spouse or couples that's out there that want to be part of the conversation, go to our previous episodes, go to Girani TV. You can see all our episodes there. We're on YouTube as well. Make sure that you go and see all of our previous episodes, comment and all that kind of good stuff. We want you to be part of the conversation. Throw us some episodes, some comments or some different things that you want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'd be more than interested to do that. We'll be going into season 2 soon. So we want to make sure that we involve or answer your comments or your questions as well to be part of the conversation. So
we got one more episode. This is episode 9, but we got episode 10, and that ends season 1, and we will revamp and come back for season 2. But we thank you so much for watching. We hope that this has blessed you in any way. If it has, then share with people that you know need to hear Unscripted Marriage. Again, this is real life,
real talk,
real issues,
and real engagement
about some real
married people stuff. And remember, if you go into Sonic, get all the fixings and make sure they don't forget. So when you get home, you won't have to go through them problems again. Bye.
Good thing I don't eat hot dogs anymore.
Hey.
Have you heard that the enemy of your soul desires to take control?